In India, Kshatra Dharma was very much prevailing during Vedic times. Kshatra Dharma is not limited to ruling the kingdom, but it includes protecting the kingdom too. The warrior caste in India assumed the responsibility of defending the country from the enemies. They believed it to be the ordained duty to protect the kingdom. Indian science of warfare was well-developed knowledge. Many ancient institutions in India had imparted that knowledge to the students. Yuddha Vidya or Yuddha Shastra had recognized two kinds of warfare. One is Dharma Yuddha and second kind is Kutila Yuddha. Indians gave importance to the first school of warfare, that is Dharma Yuddha. It was waged on the ethical principles pertaining to Kshatra Dharma. Valor and righteousness were given equal importance in the style of warfare. Warfare strategies, war laws, war ethics, guidance to building of armies, army operations and maintenance, building weapons and their operations, erecting arsenals and ordnance factories were elaborately described and discussed in the literature related to two Upavedas, Dhanurveda, Upaveda to Yajurveda, Arthashastra, Upaveda to Atharva Veda. Apart from these two major works, Dharma Shastras, epics like Ramayana and Mahabharata, Puranas like Agni, Vishnu, Skanda deal with the knowledge of warfare. Indian king was supposed to maintain Chaturgana Bala, 4 kinds of armies. They are Ratha, war vehicles like chariots, Gaja, elephants, Turaga, horses, and Padati, soldiers. 3 kinds of dalas or forces were maintained by the kings. They were Vayu Sena, air force, Nauka Sena, naval force, and Padati Sena, the military. Wars were used to be waged in air, on the sea, and on the ground. During war times, common people were never troubled. Winner never looted the subjects of the defeated king. This fact was described by the Greek ambassador and historian Megasthenes, who stayed in India during Chandragupta's regime in 4th century BC. He says, in India, farmers plowed the field calmly when the warriors fought battles. Commoners were neither tortured nor looted. They remained in villages as usual when fierce battles were waged in the battlefields. This is a unique feature of Indian wartime ethics. In other countries, there was loot, arson, anarchy, and devastation during wartime. Dhanusa Chandrodaya and Dhanusa Pradipa are the Sanskrit texts of Dhanurveda. There are around 60,000 slokas explaining the methods, techniques, strategies, and ethics of warfare. Dhanurveda explains the 4 kinds of weapons. They are Mukta, Amukta, Mukta Mukta, Yantra Mukta. Niti Prakasaka, an Arthashastra text, describes 3 kinds, Mukta, Amukta, and Mantra Mukta. Yukta Kalpataru of Bhojaraja has classified weapons into 2 categories. They are Mikam and Nirmayam. Kautilya's Arthashastra has also classified the weapons into various categories. Indian weapons that were used to attack were Dhanusha, bow, Khadga, sword, Shula, spear, Gata, club or mace, Chakra, pointed disc, Nalika, gun, Shatagni, cannon, Dhupa is a missile. Indian weapons that were used to defend were Siratranam, helmet, Kavacham, armor, Kantha Kavacham, neck armor, and Kanchukam, shield. Ancient Indians used machines or yantras during wars. Machines were of various kinds. Machines that were used in vimanas or aircrafts, machines that throw huge boulders on the enemies, machines that make fierce war sounds, machines that showered fire on the enemies. The description of the various machines can be found in Sanskrit texts like Samaragana Sutra Dhara written by King Bhoja, Yantra Sarvasvam written by Bharadwaja, Arthashastra written by Kautilya, Sukranti written by Sukracharya, Shakti Tantra or Sutras written by Agastya. Kautilya has discussed various kinds of firearms and their manufacture. fight, arrows were powered with certain combustible material like Agni Dharana, Vishwagati, etc. The book describes the preparation of various combustible materials. Sukraniti describes Agni Banas. It gives the recipe of preparing gunpowder. Gunpowder is called Agni Churnam. On the four citadels, many war machines called Shataknis were placed in ancient times. Sukraniti describes the weapons called Nalikas, equal to modern guns, which were used to kill people through blasts from a distance. Indian swords were world famous. They were made of high quality steel. Indian swords were called Damascus swords. Indians had talents of engraving watermarks on the swords. Arthashastra text describes the various aspects of foreign policy, war strategy, making peace and treaty, and the famous adage, "Enemy's enemy is my friend," is a Kautilian exhortation. Famous Arthashastra texts that are available today are Chanakya's Arthashastra, Sukracharya's Sukraniti, and Kamandaka's Arthashastra. Ancient Indians respected the enemy's skills and valor. They had given importance to war ethics. They used advanced technology in warfare, yet human destruction was never aimed at. India, in its history of past 10,000 years, never invaded any country, in spite of having effective trade and cultural links with other countries.